back on that side. I can't explain what I believe when I look to you. I'll try when you were there. I'll find a place to hide.
Good everyone, welcome back to Not In My Lifetime channel. It's been a while since we've done a stream, we've done a review of City games. They've been most down to us being, well, one being ill, other one being busy, and all of the above. And both of us are doing this for a job, so we're both very busy with people. But we have been wanting to do a show for a while, and thankfully, Bevo, it's been a positive few weeks for us, isn't it? As a City fan,
yeah, it's been a good few weeks. Couldn't have asked for more, really. Maybe a win against Monaco, but overall, I think in comparison to sort of this time last year, I think maybe asking for a win against Monaco is probably a little bit picky. But
yeah, it's good that we're not at the thank God we got away with that kind of. We're we actually want to sort of see us do better. I think that's not where we are now. We're not at the worrying about defensive frailties again. We're a bit more I think we're a bit more secure now in how we are, which is good. I mean, I'm not saying we're Village City. We're still a long way from that, but we are getting back to a good level again, which I think was the first step of going back from where we were. We've got to build back again, and it takes a bit of time. But I think we are starting to see some good signs now. It's just a few things here and there we've got to work on. I think especially with finishing from other players apart from Haaland, but I think that will probably get better throughout the season. But yeah,
I mean, finishing from Haaland, I mean, that, you know, if you want to talk about first world problems, like, the guy's absolutely on fire. Like, we're asking him, rather than scoring one goal a game, all right, Nick, rather than scoring one goal a game, we're asking him to score maybe two. So, like, I mean, that's very much first world problems.
Yeah, big up Adam, big up Kelly as well. Christmas what? Sorry, is it October? What is this? I can't do that, man. I can't do Christmas stuff yet, man. I haven't done Halloween yet.
Well, you say that. There's a few things going on behind the scenes that we're actually already planning for Christmas. So, in a different kind of way. Obviously, more to come soon. But yeah, I mean, especially when you've got kids, mate, you've got to start thinking about Christmas in June. So it is what it is. All right, Poppy.
You've been supportive.
Has Poppy sent the bracelet yet, or?
She has. She has told me she has, so I'm trusting her on that. Yeah, Coxie. It was called Mercy Kelly. Brief for her. It's their newest single. To be fair, mate, honestly, from what I'm hearing, what they're doing right now, Mercy Kelly are really up in the ante now. That's two released songs now in the past couple of months. Now they're really starting to sort of get more content out there. I'm pleased for them because I got to see him live for the first time, which was a really good experience. So they're a brilliant band because I'm a big fan of indie music anyway, rock music anyway. But seeing them, it's like a throwback to the old school indie rock scene of 10, 15 years ago. It's like Capture the Bottom End kind of sort of style.
I honestly can't believe that they've not been signed. Like, they produce banger after banger. I think every single one of their songs that you put on, it's a toe tapper in it. You can sit and listen to one of their songs and just be sort of tapping away. And definitely they're City fans as well, like, great bunch of lads. So if you've not listened to their music, go and give them a listen. They're fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get into that, Nick. We'll get into that. Honestly, Ruben Diaz definitely has improved. I think, and we both said, mate, before Donnarumma came in, we knew straight away, keep up Donnarumma, settles your back line down brilliantly, because he has the ability, right, and the strength and size and stature of a player, the confidence in his back line, to command and demand more from his teammates. Like Ederson, much we love Ederson. Was he a vocal goalkeeper? No, not really. No. I just think Donnarumma has the pedigree and the level where he's also a winner as well, like Ruben Diaz, like Rodri, and like Haaland, where you can Foden, where you can
Yeah.
sort of,
I don't think it's no coincidence that since you've seen Donnarumma in that you're seeing the best of Ruben Diaz again. I think this is the best version of Ruben Diaz that we've seen since probably the treble season, maybe before.
yeah, 100%.
And I don't think that we were saying this when we had Simon Bukowski on the show. I don't think it's any coincidence that Diaz is looking like an elite centre back again now that he's got a goalkeeper behind him that he actually trusts.
Yeah, 100%. Like he just looks like, and seeing him doing those tackles and blocks that he's used to do so many times, he's doing it with a lot of passion. And I love it when Donnarumma makes a save. Diaz up to him straight away to sort of chest pump. It feels like a proper.
I've noticed that they're all doing it. They're all like going over and giving each other high fives and giving each other a quick slap on the arse and that. Do you know what I mean? Like they're all.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Last season, right, we had none of that at all. None of that. So the fact we've got look again, are we at the pedigree of football where we're playing football? No, but we'll get there. Again, it's about building the confidence up. 7 games unbeaten after. Remember that Brighton game? Do you remember how all low we were after that Brighton Tottenham games? We were like thinking, "Oh, here we go, another long season." But hey, credit to the players and the manager. I'm not saying we're back. I think that's a little bit too you can't. It might be easy to say that. I think we've still got a long way to go to sort of get back to the levels that we can get to. I think there's always room for improvement, always room for us to sort of get better and better. But I think we're back in the sense that we've got our mentality back, we've got our hunger back, and the players want to win. They, as I said before, earlier in the season, mate, the Carabao Cup is huge for this team. The trophy with this team will give us even more confidence mentality.
Yeah, it is. Nick makes a really good point as well, saying that we can't just have Haaland being the one that scores all of the goals, and he's so right. What I would say is the counter argument to that is we've got 2 goal scorers out of the team at the moment. We've said over the last few years, in particular last year, Savio's not a goal scorer at all. Neither's Doku. Doku's more of an assister than he is a scorer, and he's not kind of done either of them really over the last sort of few years. But I think once you start seeing Mamouche coming back into the team, you see Cherki coming back into the team. I think you've definitely got goals from both of them. I think as well, bringing Cherki back into the team, bringing Mamouche back into the team, it's going to free Foden's role up a little bit more as well. So, that'll only just elevate his performances. I don't think Reinders is too far off the mark, to be honest with you. He's had a couple of chances recently that you think, you're talking really fine margins. That shot that he had against United where he chipped the keeper and it went just wide. If he'd have put his foot a couple of mils more to the centre of the ball, that was in. The shot against Monaco where he hit it on the volley, it was a fantastic save by the keeper. 9 times out of 10, they go in the back of the net. So I think you're talking fine margins. Reinders isn't too far off it. Cherki will be back into the team soon. Mamouche will be back into the team soon. And I think you're just going to see elevated performances all round. Especially, you've got Phil Foden that's not got a game for them now for what?
2 weeks.
Just over a week? Couple of weeks?
Yeah.
So he's going to get rest. He's going to get a good rest. So, yeah, I think, it's good to have these players rested and not just sent straight back out onto international duty. Rodri picked up an injury. Rodri's now going to get a couple of weeks off as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll help with his recovery. Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly happy with what I've seen this season. It is a slightly different style to what we've been used to, so it is going to naturally take time for the players to get used to it. Is it a million miles away from what we've seen in the past? No, the philosophy is still the same. It's just slightly different tactics and changing a few bricks rather than sort of knocking down the whole house. And I think it's just going to take time. Naturally, we're quite slow at the start of a season anyway. So to see us come away with this run that we have and potentially go on an even further run, you look at it now. What are we? 3 points off Arsenal, something like that.
Yeah, 3 points off Arsenal, 2 off Liverpool. Yeah,
that's what I mean. You're 2 points off Arsenal. You're 3 points off Arsenal. You're 2 points off Liverpool. Like. I'm happy with that. Who wouldn't be?
What I said before, mate, like all I want to do is get January where within 5 points of top, Carabao Cup semi-finals and Champions League top 8. That's where I want to be by New Year. I'm not asking to win everything. I just want us to be in the conversations for a lot of different things going into next year. Because I mean, I've seen the news about Hussanov. Obviously, I think City trust him at right back, which I think is good to see. And I'm happy that the club aren't going to just buy any old right back to come in. Let's be real, right? If you buy any old right back to come in, it could be a shit right back. That's one more player that I've got to sell at some point.
It's all right, Nick. I've got rid of the dickhead.
Yeah, honestly, unfortunately, the people
talking about Arsenal are the greatest team ever.
Unfortunately, it is just this stream, by the way. Our stream heard it as well. I think people are spamming right now. Don't know why. It's just it happens every now and again on here. Like you get people who spam, create different accounts and that. I mean, it helps us obviously in terms of comments out, which is nice to have it, but it just gets annoying after a while. It's just they're not here to offer anything. They're just here to chat shit. So rather get people out of there.
It's just the way that he was going, saying about how Arsenal is the greatest team in the world. Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme? It's quite an old one. He's like, "What are you lying for?"
My lying for? Yeah, every time, man. Stephen Doku the thing is, right, assisting wise, they're doing well, but they both need to start scoring more goals. Well, no, not just them two. The whole team is. I mean, because Haaland, for me, has been unbelievable this season. Despite it not even being his best ever start season, by the way. His best was like 11, 12 goals in his first season, which is like in the league. But when you look at where goals are coming from last game, it's always been Haaland.
Just to cut across you, it sounds like he was on a different planet, Kathy, the way that he was talking about Arsenal being the greatest team in the world, let alone the other side of the world.
Oh, mate,
Guys from a different universe.
But yeah, look, but the thing is, right, like with this new deal for Savio, right? Look, at the end of the day, right, he signed it. Agree with it, disagree with it, whatever. This is where you got to step up. I'm not asking for goals every game because again, it ain't gonna. I'm asking for contribution for working hard. Look, some games it won't work out. It won't come, but at least you're putting the effort in every game. And because you know what, it didn't work out for him, but at least he worked hard and he put the effort in the effort. This is where he's got to get that sorted. Because again, the guy's got talent. He clearly does have talent. He's clearly a talented player, has all potential to be a world class player. But this is where he's got to mature. In the Premier League, you have to mature. You can't be just some hot shot because way of it. You got to be a level above and also be mentally up there as well. This is where he's really got to learn and really sort of kick into gear. I'm sure he will, but when you're at Man City, the level is so high. No matter how crap you are, whatever, it isn't like a Tottenham or something like, or a Newcastle where you're.
I don't think it's also a wild statement to say that it's okay to not make it at City.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, to make it at City, you've literally got to be like the elite of the elite. Like you've got to be such a naturally gifted footballer to make the starting 11 in this City team.
Yeah,
and we've had some good players. We've still got some good players, but are they cut out to start every week? Probably not, but I mean, Doku's shown that he can. So, but that's what hard work and dedication does.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out. You look at it, right? How many young lads, young girls try to become professional footballers on a yearly basis? You're talking millions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of young lads are trying to get into football every year. Realistically, maybe 1 out of about 10,000 actually goes on to make it. 1 out of maybe 100,000 ends up going into the Prem, or top flight footballers in maybe La Liga, or even Championship. These days, I don't know what the stats are. I'm just kind of making them up. But what I'm saying is like, you get millions of young lads each year that just don't make it even to like League Two standard football. So when you think about, you've got millions that can't make it to League Two standard, then imagine trying to make it to like City standard, which is like considered probably one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the world. Like, it's okay to say that not everybody makes it at City. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But also, the thing, like, again, he's still young enough where he can sort of get better and better. As he's what 21 years old. Like that's still very young. And I think what it is, right? If we had a more experienced winger in this squad, I think it wouldn't be such an issue. I think because we've got Doku, him, and Bob. There's no experienced player really apart from me. Well, Doku's the more experienced player, quote unquote. But again, he's not that experienced compared to them, to the other two. It's kind of like if we had like a prime player on the wing right now. Let's say we still had Sane right now, who's still playing well, and then the other 2 or 3. That's fine, because at least you've got someone who can have the standard bearer, and the other 3 are learn from him. But when you got them 3 only, it's a difficult one, because they've all got to find form quickly.
I also love, by the way, like I've been calling this for months. Like I am so happy that City are taking a bit of a back step on the right back now, because I'm loving Husanov at right back. Like I don't think I could have said any more than sing his praises over since he joined, really. He's everything that I love in a footballer. Aerial duels, he's second to none. He's up there with, like, statistically some of the best. One-on-one duels, like, he's up there with some of the best. Like, his recovery pace, he's up there with some of the best. Like, I genuinely believe that we have an absolute superstar, like, there.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I am so made up for him that he can potentially solidify this right back position. I do think we need a better backup right back for if he's injured, or to give him, give him a rest in Carabao Cup or FA Cup, or league games or whatever. Because I don't think that Rico Lewis is cut out to be a right back. And I definitely don't think that Nunes is either.
No, they do okay job there when they're not, because they're not right back. They do find what they can do.
Yeah,
but they're both good players in their own right. They're just not right backs. That's fine to say. It doesn't mean they're shit players at all.
In effect, what we need is just somebody that we know who can come in and do equally as good of a job as Husanov can. Like, you look at our left back situation now. Like, if it wasn't for Nico O'Reilly being as good as what he has been, we'd be looking, going, oh my gosh, we've only got one left back at the club. I know Gvardiol can play there, but he's not a left back, he's a centre back, and blah 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 blah. Like, Nico O'Reilly's basically come there and made that left back position his own, and said, when Aït-Nouri comes back, you're fighting me for that place. Like,
that's good.
My position now. Like, you need to take that place off me, not me take it off you.
But it's good because it gives we've got a competitive squad. That's what we need. Again, are we prime City? This is what I need to realise, right? When you're coming back from a season like last season, you've got to realise that you've got to build back again. You can't be instantly insane straight away. I think next season will be even better next season than will be this season. Even if this season we win like a cup and that's it, that's still fine to me. You know what? Progression from last season. I can see where we're going. Next season we go again. This year though, again, ever gonna happen. By the way, ever gonna happen for us this year, which is why I'm really positive. Right? You know what?
What I don't understand, right, is people have wrote us off like we're nothing. Like the latest had me laughing, mate. So the latest was our City dark horses for the league title. Are you taking the piss? We've won 6 out of the last 7. Like, are you? What do you mean? Are we dark horses? Like, no, we're contenders.
Mate, move in Silent City. Do you know what? Don't even entertain it. Just go on under the radar, like we always do.
It's just like there were people forgetting like what we've done. Like we've won 6 of the last 7 Premier Leagues, and you're trying to tell me that like we're dark horses because we've had one bad year. Like, are you mad? Like,
mate.
Oh, crack on! Honestly, crack on.
Yeah, honestly, mate, I don't give a shit. Crack on, like end of the day, right? Well, again, obviously, obviously, I was on Football Terrace obviously recently. I go on every now and again to do the reviews of City. I was chatting to people on now, and I was just saying the thing is, right? Like, some of the fans are trying to get stuck in and involved in the conversation, right? At the end of the day, who gives a shit? At the end of the day, right? If people want to chat shit or whatever and go about Liverpool and Arsenal, crack on. I don't really care. Liverpool are crap. Arsenal aren't good at all. We would beat Arsenal, by the way. It's Arsenal's super team. Almost beating 1-0 their place. And we're not good at all. Feeling really well.
I mean, it was very unlucky that we didn't win that game. To be honest with you,
it was a good chip goal from Martinelli. Great where achieved from Martinelli. It was a good ball from Meze and a great finish from Meze. It's one of them goals.
You're right, but it should never have been. It should never have got to that position.
No,
Haaland should have squared it to Foden to make it 2-0, and then it's game over.
That's where we got to improve, though.
Yeah,
that's where we got to improve. Killing off games like Brentford. I'm real positive because you know what, the game it was 1-0. It wasn't issues apart from one chance. Apart from that, so
I mean, it could have been it could have been a different story if that Thiago goal went in.
It could have been, but our keeper stepped up when it mattered most. But again, you're right. We got to start killing games off though, like 2-3, get the game won like we usually do. Just I'm not saying to be 5-0, of course not, but like it can at least make sure we're comfortable. So we're looking good, so we're not having to like stress out every like away game. but look, again, there are things to work on positive, but also Doku as well. Yeah, Doku in the last few games, especially obviously he came off bench against Brentford, but I've been really impressed with him. I think mentally he's doing a lot more than what he was last couple of seasons. More.
Just to sort of add to before we sort of take a diversion and talk about Doku, just to add to that as well. We saw it from Liverpool recently. And we knew that it wasn't going to continue with Liverpool because they weren't just doing it like once or twice. They were doing it every game. Sometimes you just need to slug out a result. Like so that is the difference between teams that win leagues and teams that don't. Sometimes it's not all about the pretty football winning 4, 5, 6-0. Sometimes it's about just getting the 3 points and moving on. And I feel like that's exactly what we did against Brentford. I feel like we did enough. We did what we needed to do. It was a bit of a slog game, to be honest with you. Like that second half was very end to end, very sort of open. But like for me, those games are the real games that win your leagues, not the 4, 5, 6-0s. The ones where you look back and go, God, that was a slog today. That was a really hard game. But we got the 3 points. Let's move on. Those wins your leagues.
Well, we'll look at it, right. So far, right, was it? We beat Wolves 4-0 again. Was one last year 2-1, but already much better than last season. Tottenham, well, it's -2 goal difference. So it wasn't 4-0, it was 2-0 loss, but we still lost the game. So that's still the same again. Brighton lost 2-1 again, same again. Nothing changed generally at all. Same sort of game again. It's like watching last year's game again. So
Brighton is the only game this season that I've looked back on and thought we're still the same City from last year. Like,
yeah,
I looked at that game and it was like we were dominating 1-0 up. You know, we didn't look like we were going to lose that game, and then all of a sudden, second half comes, and they scored two quick goals and it's game done.
yeah.
I looked at that and thought that's the City of old. You know, they equalised, made it 1-1, heads went down, and then we conceded again. I feel that since then, I think the biggest impact since then was Donnarumma. I think as soon as Donnarumma's come into this team, everyone around him just seems so much calmer. You're absolutely right, by the way, Nick. No one wins the league in October.
Yeah.
League
table. By the way, I don't give a shit.
My point about it all was like people are already writing off City and saying, "Oh, are they dark horses?" Like, like Crystal Palace is a dark horse to win the league.
Bournemouth,
Tottenham are a dark horse to win the league. Not a team that's won it 6 out of the last 7 years. Do you know that's not a dark horse.
Mate, I want to do a shout out to one team, by the way, for the version. Bournemouth. Because you know what, right? Bournemouth lost Dean Howson. They lost was it Howson? They lost Kirkej, and they lost someone else that I'm forgetting. And what did they lose? The two players they lost, and Zabani for the PSG. Yet they've carried on. Semenyo, by the way, what a player! Semenyo, what a player! Like honestly, that guy is 6 goals and 3 assists now in the league this year with a Bournemouth team. Like it's like when you look at what he's doing, right? I mean, I hope he doesn't go to Arsenal. Please don't go to Arsenal, mate. Please just go down to a club as you're going to get played, because I don't want to hate you. But the fact is, like, players like him that are coming through and doing really well right now. Like Bournemouth look like a good team this year. Like last year they were good, but they fell off, didn't they? They fell off a little bit towards the end. Well, again, this year we'll see. But I think Bournemouth and Palace are very good teams. Although LCA Everton beat them 2-1 the week. Obviously, last weekend.
I'm really impressed with Palace. Really, really impressed.
Pino, yeah, good player. Yeah, no, I think was it lost Eze and they bought is it Pino in from Villarreal. He's done really well for them. So I think Palace to me, right? I think they can win. They win the Conference League.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Obviously, it should be obviously Europa League football, not Conference League. I think that's bullshit. How that's worked out for them. But like, they won the FA Cup.
I actually think it works out in their favour. To be honest with you.
Oh God! What did he say? What did he say, Rosa?
It's still European competition, but I believe that it's a competition that they can actually win. I think the Europa League might be a little bit too much for them this year, especially if they're trying to contend with getting back into Europe next season as well. The keeper with not good with his feet.
That's a bit over the top. That is because
that argument's just way over the top. Is he Edison? No, but at the same time, like. He's not terrible with his feet. He does. I actually said to you off air. There was a couple of times during the game where I felt that he could have done better with his feet. But I'm not holding anything against him. At the end of the day, he's not. That's not part of his game. He will get better at it. People forget like. People think Donnarumma's like getting in his 30s. The guy's 26. Like he's still got levels to go in his. He's not even hit his prime. Like
no. It's because people are comparing us to Edison City. We're not the same team. The style of play has actually changed. Like they were still passing the ball around more, but we're actually going more direct now. Like that Bardio ball over the top to Haaland, mate, was a thing of beauty. The ball over the top, and Haaland, mate, wrestling Collins and Vandenberg just apart, and I was like, This Haaland, but like last year, would have done that. The year before would have done that.
Oh no, he'd have given off. He'd have backed off, given up.
But that was Dortmund Haaland. That was Dortmund Haaland. That was Dortmund like counter-attacking Haaland. They haven't seen for quite a while.
It's what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing treble season Haaland.
But a bit more physical, a bit more involved in the play. Like it's like he's
definitely more physical, definitely all more rounded.
Yeah,
but still getting equally just as many goals.
Sarcasm, love it. Yeah, the dark horse for relegation. Relegation. Yeah, dark horse. I think people are kind of overthink. Look, I get the overthinking or the worry about where we are. Again, I know we're not perfect, but you need to understand we're not going to be perfect anyway. We're never going to be perfect. There's no world where that exists anyway.
I also don't mind hoofing the ball upfield because you've got a 6'6", 6'7", absolute powerhouse up front that can, he can. I mean, we've seen it a few times during the treble season where we've played long balls up to Haaland and he's like nodded it on to like Foden or Kev or whoever, and then they're the ones that hold up the play and then Haaland kind of spins off and makes a run in behind. I'm not against hoofing the ball up the pitch, to be honest with you.
Neither am I. At the end of the day, right, win games. And again, I think Pep's done that well. Pep's actually learning. He's like, you know what? The control isn't necessary at all anymore.
I was just going to say, how many times last season did I say to you, just do the simple things, the things that you taught about when you're in school, when you're playing school, school football, if in doubt, hoof it into Rosette or, and that's the same with how the goalkeeper, this is the goalkeeper's mentality. Donnarumma's, he's like, he knows that he's not very good with his feet. Well, I say he's not very good in comparison to Ederson. But he said, like, I would prefer. I think not word for word, but he did an interview not that long ago, and he basically said, rather than dicking around trying to play it out from the back, if I don't see a pass on which I feel comfortable with, I'm getting it to the other end of the pitch because if I do that, it's away from my goal.
Yeah,
and I like that. Like, just get it up there and then use Haaland's power and speed and height to our advantage.
But also as well, right? Like if you look at it, we've got Shaki coming back. So obviously to full fitness. Well, not full fitness. I imagine he'll be like match fitness is a bit low because he hasn't played for a couple of weeks. But he'll be ready to go against Everton. Marmoush is back. Husanov's back. Nuri back. We've got 4 or 5 players. Kovacic now back. Well, touch wood. A fully fit squad, Everton. Touch wood because Rodri could be out a bit longer. But the fact is, we're starting to get
and Jack can't play, which is good for us.
Mate, do you know what? Right, Jack, credit where it's due. He is doing very well at Everton right now. And
I mean, it's not good for my fantasy team because I've got him in my fantasy team, but nevertheless, I'm gutted he can't play because I would have liked to have seen Jack played against us.
As well, but it's Arsenal, right? Arsenal couldn't get a corner at all in us because every time he got a ball, it was like, bang, get it out. And I love that. He's not afraid to get stuck in on corners. That's what I love about him. Like, it's because people have been so attached to having Ederson and balls out of the back so many times over the last year. And I get it, but we've got to move forward at some point.
Ederson was not a comfortable goalkeeper on set pieces. Like he would stand on his line and hope that the ball doesn't come near the net. Like Donnarumma, like he literally would. Name me a time from a set piece that Ederson's come out and tried to collect or tried to punch away. He doesn't do it. It's not part of his game.
The only time he was good was probably the UCL final, but that was really good.
But what I would say about that, even in the UCL final, he didn't come out from a set piece. And if you remember that last save, he didn't come out and punch the ball away. Like, someone had headed and he made the save. Yeah. So that's not part of his game. So the fact that we've now got a goalkeeper that's nearly clearing 7 foot and is happy to come out and start punching balls away. And the other thing is as well, like psychologically, any team that's playing against us might be a little bit sort of a bit less confident in trying to go for the ball, because like the way that they see it is like I'm going to go for this header, I might either get the ball or get my face punched in. So like it puts people off wanting to actually go for the ball.
Yeah. Is Norway are playing? Is it Israel and New Zealand? So they've got a friend against New Zealand. I imagine Israel, Harlem will play that qualifier because they need to win the game to obviously qualify. And honestly, I hope Norway win. I would love that. I'd love to see Norway in the World Cup. I mean, because it could be good for. Because I'd love it, right? If Norway were to go very far, it helps Haaland's chances of getting the Ballon d'Or. So yeah. But the thing is, mate, Norway one of those teams that actually could go on and win it. Because I'll tell you why.
Oh, behave.
No. Honestly, World Cups always guarantee for the best team to always win. Not always, are they?
I mean, most of the time. You have to be very good throughout.
It's not England. I'm not doing. No, fuck off, England. Get out. I'm not interested in England's conversations.
Who said England were good, mate? I certainly didn't.
Oh, we're beating fucking Serbia for well done. Serbia 4-0. Well done. Well done.
You do have to have a little bit of luck along your way, but you do have to be good.
Yeah. Big up Federable, mate. We're doing good. But yeah, I reckon right, Haaland will play on Saturday when they play against, and then I think they've got friendly on Tuesday, and I reckon that'll be more of a Larson or Soloff game. I reckon probably play one of the kids probably. I just think Solback and knowing Norway, I think he'll probably play. He'll prioritize Haaland for the big game, which fair enough. He should always do that. Play best players in important games. But a friendly, I imagine he'll probably play the other players, which is fair enough. So I imagine Haaland might get told to sort of go back home early probably after that game. So that'll be good.
Yeah, maybe.
But the thing is, right, like, I want to also have a chat about Phil Foden as well, because I think Foden hasn't been banging in goals and assists constantly, right? But I've got to say the attitude on the pitch and the willingness to play in that and the confidence in his game, it's starting to come back every game now, which is good. He's starting to regain that love of the game again. Like, I know it's not GNA constantly, but then again, look at Florian Wirtz, mate. No GNA at all. Yeah, Foden. Yeah, Shirky has played 80 minutes of football for City in the league has one GNA more than Florian Wirtz and Isak combined. This is what I mean. So, GNA, mate, as much as it's great to have it, it's not the be-all end-all for me. As long as you do something in the game to contribute to the performance on the pitch, be it GNA or just helping control the football match, you're doing your job. Just put the effort in. That's like minimum requirement anyway. But like, I just think with Foden, though, the more I watch him at the moment, I'm starting to see the old Foden back again. I'm not saying player of the year Foden, because I think that's still a long way away, but we're getting back to 22, 23 Foden, maybe. You know, we're getting back to a good level of Foden again, which is good.
Yeah, I think it's last season would have been a massive confidence destroyer for him, because he was getting he was a lot of centre. He was a centre point to a lot of hate last season.
Yeah,
you know, when we were losing games, it wasn't always people saying, "Oh, it's because the team played bad." It would be because Foden's been shit. So I think just to see him starting to sort of regain confidence is a big boost. I think the more games that he plays, the better he'll be. It's just about. I'm not bothered with Foden getting loads of GNA. I want consistency.
Yeah,
I want consistency out of him, and not just consistency where we're getting one amazing year, one decent year, one shit year, one a little bit better year, one great year, one amazing year, one shit year. Because that's kind of like how it's been with Foden.
Yeah.
Since he's been at City, he's had like 2 or 3 like pretty bad seasons. And then he's had one like he's had like 1 or 2 amazing seasons. Then the rest have been like, good to above average.
Yeah.
I want to see if you want to be if you want to be known as a world class player, those levels of consistency need to be sort of hitting every year. Not necessarily to like Haaland's level of consistency, because that's like near on impossible.
That's like the echelon.
He's a
echelon
freak.
level.
But like you need to be hitting like a certain level of consistency every year.
Yeah.
And that's just where I want to see him. I just want to see a Foden that's going back onto the pitch confident, because he is the most naturally gifted player England have ever produced. Like I will comfortably say that.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
Like if you didn't know where he was from, like if you just saw a picture of like if you just saw a video where you only saw the ball and his feet, you'd think he was Brazilian. Like you really, really would.
Yeah, and I just want to before, like it's why like last year I didn't lose with Foden. Right, I never lost faith in him. I always knew he would come back. I just always thought, you know what, last year was just bad, not just because of him though. Again, we before it was a whole squad club issue. It wasn't just Foden that was the issue last year. But again, back to this season, I think the new environment. Like I watched today's Inside City today, and I saw the squad like playing that game of whatever, throwing the ball on the net and catch.
I was watching that before this stream.
Yeah, and you can see how Foden is. Like they're all happy. They're all together as a unit. Like Diaz looks the happiest I've ever seen him in a long time. Gonzalez looks like he's obviously. I was say, by the way, Nico Gonzalez, by the way, against Brentford, I thought played very well. I think he did. People with Gonzalez, I think I've overdone it way too much on him. Is he Rodri? No, but he's not meant to be Rodri. He's meant to be a player that comes in that does a job for us in the squad. I think he's done a pretty good job for us. Considering
Let's
like
not forget though, in Rodri's first season, we were calling him Plodri.
Oh god, yeah, we were, weren't we? People forget that, mate. 1920. Remember that? You remember how fucking like he was like, oh, he's shit. He ain't good enough. And like, no, he's like, and he got some good goals that year. Burnley, Norwich, 2 great goals there. He was actually playing very well that year. It's because we weren't playing as good as we were previous years. Was why he got criticised quite a lot. But I thought played very well that season, despite everything going on. And
yeah, I have got no concerns with Nico. I don't think he's a backup 6. I'll be honest with you. He's more an 8.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like
he's almost like the player that you'd want to bring on to give Reinders a rest.
Yeah.
Or Bernardo Silva a rest.
Which is why I think it's important to have Kovacic back. Though I think Kovacic for me is an important player to have back. I know he's not, I mean, people think he's still crap. I think he's a good player for the squad. Like he has a good control of the game. I think someone like him against Brentford comes in right and set it down a bit of control, keep the ball, and he carries the ball really well. I think we need that back. We need that back. I think in the squad again. Like I mean, as I thought about game management, the Arsenal game and the Bournemouth game. Game management. If it's not going in, then go to a strategy of right. Manage the game, see it out, get the win. Like again, you want always to get 3 or 4 goals a game. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes I just won't go in. Or just having a bad day of it. It is what it is. But the least you can do is control the games like Monaco, like Brentford, and that. Like try and avoid the mistakes when they happen. Like, well, what was the Brentford? Obviously, but Arsenal obviously that. Just try and avoid the mistake when you can. But I think we'll get there. I think we will. And also want to talk about O'Reilly as well, because I think O'Reilly for me like has been someone that's
congratulations on his England call up. By
the way. Well deserved.
Well deserved. We were chatting off air, and both me and you couldn't believe that Lewis Skelly was getting taken over getting taken over O'Reilly. We were all like, "You what? Like the guy doesn't even play for Arsenal. Why is he getting picked for England?"
Well, I got a lot of likes on
And
that tweet.
we were also saying like, "Good, send him off. Like O'Reilly gets some rest. Like I'm happy for."
But do you know what? Deservedly so. He should be in that squad. I'm not saying is he in the World Cup squad right now? Don't know. Possibly. We'll see. It's with that one? It's more of a
I
case
think
of
he
let's see how it
deserves
goes.
to be.
Yeah, well, no, and I'm not saying he shouldn't, but I'm saying that I think it's all about this season, how he kicks on from after this. But I'm sure, I imagine he'll probably play against Wales, probably, because it's a friendly. Because look at it, mate, right? You got Lewis Skelly and you've got O'Reilly, right, for fullback, for left back, right? Which was pretty good. I'm not saying it's world class. I mean, they're both still very, very young, both of them, but they've both got a lot of potential to be very good players, obviously, in their careers. But then I think, like, all I want out of that, though, when I look at the three players I've called up, right? Obviously, Trafford deserves to be in here as well, rightly so. Stones injured. Stones again in England squad.
You're just waiting for that. Oh, by the way, Stones is out for 4 weeks with a hammy injury, aren't you? You're just waiting for it.
4 weeks out, Arthur. Fuck. Isn't it inevitable at death, taxes, and
Just to touch on Stones as well, by the way, I was reading an interview that KP Calvin Phillips, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to touch on Stones, he came out in an interview the other day, didn't he? And he spoke a little bit of his mind and said how he was thinking of giving it up at the end of the season, at the end of last season. It would have been a shame if that happened. You know when you see these things on Twitter or X, should I say, where people create these like talking points where they say like, "Oh, give me one player who you wished never had have had an injury." Like I've always if injuries and illnesses and etc. weren't a thing, like what one player would you want to give like that to take away all their injuries and stuff? And I've always said Aguero. Like I've always said Aguero because
100%.
like I genuinely believe that if Aguero didn't get injured, I think he would have already surpassed Alan Shearer's record.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that because he was injured a lot for like the last 4 or 5 seasons that he was with us.
Oh, 184 goals was it, and like 200 plus or something.
Yeah, like I genuinely believe that he would have surpassed Alan Shearer's record had he not, because there were seasons where he was literally out for like 3/4 of the season, and it was like that for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it was. Remember,
but I'm slowly starting to change my mind, and I'm starting to say like, imagine if Stones would have been injury free for his career.
Yeah, I will be honest. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Like you would have been having conversations about potentially England's best ever centre back.
Yeah, agreed. And like the thing is, right, when Stones is fit, man, when you got Stones, Vardiol, and Diaz as your main three centre backs, that's brilliant in itself. Like I think our defence, by the way, this year is definitely a lot better. I wouldn't say it's like obviously there's no mistakes here and there, but like I think Stones still has a place in this team. Again, like this whole new deal with Stones thing, right? Like, look, I understand both sides. I understand not giving him one because of the injuries, but also understand giving him one as well. It's one of those ones where, like, you got to, with the contract, you got to understand, right? If the guy's available and fit, give him the new deal. If he's not, then we can't give him a new deal. Like, it's what we think about here, right? Is he available enough to play most games in a season? Not 3 games a week, but like most games in a season, rather than just be here as a bench player. Like, I'm not against him getting a new deal, but we've got to understand where we are with him. We've got to understand where he is in terms of injuries, where his body's going to be at that point. Because, like,
I'd much prefer to keep him on for one more season. Let him do his like coaching badges or whatever he needs to do, and then become part of like the backroom staff. Like, I'd want to keep him in and around the club because he's won a lot. Like, he is a mentality monster. And I feel like having him as part of like the defensive coaching staff or whatever would be perfect.
It would be. I think as well, like
it just depends whether or not he wants to give up football. Like, if he wants to hang up his boots and go into like coaching or just have a break or whatever, like that's fair enough. But I think he could offer a lot to our defense as a coach. Well, because his footballing IQ's off the charts as well. Like he reads the game so well.
Barnsley, Beckenbauer, mate. Barnsley, Beckenbauer, and it's true, mate. Yeah, like Frank Beckenbauer, was a great player, not just as a centre back, but also as a player. He scores great goals and that. John is the exact same. John is that same sort of ilk player where he can sort of pull something out the bag, like a goal out of nothing. He's that kind of player. And again, if he wasn't so injured, mate, imagine the levels he'd have reached, mate. He could have reached like we go on about Terry Ferdinand, mate, as the best centre back of England, mate, but Stones could have been up there easily. Could have been easily in that level of competition. It wasn't for injuries. Like I'll say, is he though? Like again, I'll ask you: is he in a competition with Terry and Lampard? Terry and Ferdinand. Sorry.
What, John Stones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how he couldn't be in that conversation.
Yeah, no, I think what it is, right? Like, I just want to see him get an extended run of games without injury. That's what I want to say. I want to see him get some like a good 10 or 15 games without injury. Just a period of time where he's on the bench or playing, where it's not the issue happening, where he can just get some minutes under his belt and show how good he is. Because when he's playing at his best, mate, he's one of the best defenders in the world.
I think what I would say is, I think if you were to talk about legacies and things, like the amount of injuries that he's had, like would somewhat tarnish his legacy when you're trying to throw him into a conversation with like Ferdinand and Terry.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, like when he plays, like he is without a doubt like in those conversations.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Right. What I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to bring up the next few, because as the end of the current game of the round of fixtures, I thought it'd be a good idea to sort of do our predictions for the next round. Obviously we'll go up towards like November, start of November, obviously when we go on another national break again. We'll go up to this game and we'll sort of predict where we'll be, because I think the last 3 games of that period are going to be huge, 3 huge games, because I think that's probably, I won't say that's like as hard as you mentioned the Arsenal Napoli, but it's up there as 3 difficult games that we've got to sort of really take seriously.
This next run is probably more difficult, to be honest with you.
This is going to be a real test of our mettle, mate, I think, these next few games.
Because
like,
this one, you're talking about Dortmund, Liverpool, Real Madrid.
I'll just get the screen up quickly. Right, so can you see it? We're good?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so Everton at home, obviously first game back. I think that'll be a win. It won't be easy. I think Everton are playing well this season.
I would comfortably say that we're winning that game.
Yeah, I remember
especially without Jack Grealish.
Yeah, I think also remember last year we drew this game last year. Was it in Dye scored the equaliser? Yeah. So we can get a win in, mate. That's plus 2 points gained. So Villarreal won't be easy, because Villarreal are actually not a bad team.
No, but it's a game we should be winning.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying that Monaco was a game we should have won comfortably. Not going to be difficult.
I don't want to go back too much into the past and talk about that, but what I would say is that we would have won that game had it not been for a horrendous refereeing decision.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I
normally don't don't go to the referees and use that. Like I don't think you can look at hundreds of shows that I've done. I don't think I've ever blamed the referee once. But for me, that is probably one of, if not the worst penalty decisions I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. But I think Villarreal, just take them seriously and get the job done. That's what I'd go for that one. Now, this one will be an interesting one because Villarreal are playing a lot better recently. They are playing a bit better. Now, I don't think we'll lose this time. I think this time we go there, take it very, very seriously, and get a 2-1 win.
I don't even think they score.
It'll be a scrappy game, though, like Brentford. Very similar game.
Yeah, it will, but I don't think that they score. I don't think that they've got enough firepower up front to even contemplate testing our defence and goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, who have they got up front? Ollie Watkins, Jadon Sancho.
And is it Rogers?
Daniel Marlin. Like, I mean, I'm really not bothered about any of those, to be honest with you.
Okay. Swansea away, I think that should be a win. Play Mikasa again. I think this should be a win.
Yeah, play the kids. Yeah. I do think that you do need to have a mix of kids and experience. Like, you look at the game against Huddersfield. You know, we still played some really experienced players.
Yeah.
I think we're taking the Carabao Cup really seriously this year. I don't think we would have fielded the team that we did had we not said we're going to take it seriously.
Yeah. This one here will be very interesting.
That'll be a difficult game.
Yeah, because Bournemouth right now, Semenyo right now is on form. He's on form.
And what I would say is, you're in essence relying on Semenyo playing well. That's what I would say. I think if Semenyo doesn't play well, or if you can stop Semenyo, like, I think you have a good chance of winning that game.
Yeah. But I think as we're at home, obviously I know our home form hasn't been incredible, obviously, but we've obviously sort of got more wins recently. Take this game as seriously as the other games you played and just get the result. Again, if we can get up to Dortmund, mate, with 5 wins, I'll be happy with that.
I think we do. I think we do get there with 5 wins.
I think Dortmund haven't been incredible themselves, but they are a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good team. I think if we just, again, like Villarreal...
Their striker's on fire at the moment.
Guirassi's brilliant, mate. Guirassi, they've got Bayer, they've got Adeyemi, is a good player. So, won't be easy at all. But, again, just keep it simple and get the job done. Now, this one here, Liverpool, because, again, with this game here, this will depend on how Liverpool come back after the break for me. I know I'm not saying they'll be great, but I don't know where they'll be at this point. Because if they're still playing crap at this point, mate, we should be battering them.
Yeah.
But I've got, obviously, all I will say, mate, their back line is shocking. Van Dijk, mate, excellent player. But I don't care if he has a big game, it's hard, I've got to turn up kind of performance, mate. That ain't falling me. I'm sorry, but
the other thing that's important as well is where our team's at by then, because as it stands, you know, we're expecting to get Mamouche and Cherky back in the next month.
Well, next week or so.
But over the next month because they'll still have ring rust because they will have missed games and stuff. So. For me, it's where we're at. Is Haaland going to be overplayed and injured? Do you know what I mean? Is Diaz going to pick up an injury? Is Rodri going to be in and out of the team injured? Because if Rodri's in and out of the team injured, then I don't think we win. If Rodri's fit and in the team, if Haaland's fit and in the team. I really, really believe that on Liverpool's current form, I don't think that they win. I think you're probably talking 3-1 ish.
Yeah. I think for me, this period of games here will definitely tell us where we really are. I think if by November 9th at 6:30 p.m. where it's full time, I want to see where we are.
Well, for me, if you just scroll down a little bit, just ever so slightly, a bit more.
Is that right?
So from around the 10th of November until the 10th of December, we have some really you can even include the 13th, because if you look at this, right, we've got Liverpool, then Newcastle. There's a bit of a break in between, but you've got Liverpool international break, I assume.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Leverkusen aren't on it, but then you've got Sunderland, who aren't a bad team. Then you've got Real Madrid, and then 3 days after Real Madrid, you've got Palace, mate.
Away as well. Yeah.
That week there is so difficult, because you've got Real Madrid away, followed by 3 days later Palace away.
This screams a 1-0, by the way, to them every time, mate. That fucking place.
Oh yeah.
It's a door. It's down. That's blah. Fucking G, mate. G Dong 1, mate. Remember that fucking game? Honestly, that commentary. Oh, Sunderland away is a weird one for us, isn't it? Like, we lose 1-0 or we win 4-1. Never in between, is it? Never in between there. You know, about them, or you lose 1-0. So, but yeah, for me, right, if these next period of game, by the way, won't be easy. Even Fulham away won't be easy, mate.
Yeah.
This is going to be a real test, mate, on this team's mettle. I think, as much as our people, what I've seen so far, performances have got to start stepping up now. I think, the levels must rise up. If you want to be in that conversation by the end of the season, for in terms of being up there for leagues and cups, is where you got to start improving. So I'm not worried too much yet, but it's more because I want to see, obviously, how we improve, obviously, the style of play, how we sort of get more goals out of this team. I think these next few games coming up here will be a real test to see where we really are. But I look forward to it. I look forward to Everton. I look forward to seeing how we're going to play. I just think it's going to be a real interesting time. I mean, remember, I was on last year, mate. This game here, the fourth round of a game, loss,
Yeah.
isn't it? This is where it started last year. So if we can sort of get this period of games where we sort of go on a run, or was it as 7 unbeaten, obviously, so far, we can get to Liverpool, mate. What, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games unbeaten, mate. They're brilliant. So,
well, if you look at the next 6 fixtures.
not about me.
Yeah, no, I agree, Nick.
Yeah. So, right. Newcastle, Leverkusen, Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Real Madrid, Palace, West Ham, Forest, Sunderland, Chelsea at home, Brighton, it was Derby Day in January. Okay. Glimpse, Wolves, Galatasaray, Tottenham. Oh, mate, look at that. Gala and Tottenham. Damn.
Do you know what? That's a pretty. January's a pretty hard month as well, because you've got Chelsea, Brighton, United.
Even this, I was like, we should be it's like we should, but in Norway, mate, at that time of year as well, it's cold and dark.
Yeah, but you've got a Norwegian fucking unit up front that's used to playing in Norway. So
yeah,
as long as you just move the ball to him, he's getting about 6.
Right, Haaland and Bob, do your job.
Yeah, Haaland and Bob. Yeah, hey mate, if Nipan keeps playing the way he's playing, we may as well bring him back in January and get him on the pitch.
Yeah, mate. Also, from what I've heard for Borough fans, mate, he's doing well. He's doing well by the Sprinny. My pan, did very well.
Yeah, I understand as well where Nick's coming from about Liverpool might be off.
Yeah, of course.
I completely agree. What I would say though is, Liverpool don't have Pep Guardiola behind them. they've also made a lot of. They haven't just like swapped out like a couple of players. They've changed a lot in that team. You know, they brought a new right back and a new left back and a new centre mid and a new striker and a new left winger. Like they've changed a lot. Like I think we always talk about like, you know, the give players a season to bed in. Like they've changed literally half of their starting 11. Like you have you know I just look at it and think, in comparison to what we've changed, we haven't changed really that much. We've changed the goalkeeper, yeah, but we had Husanov last season. We had O'Reilly last season. We had Guardiola and Diaz last season. We had Rodri last season. We had Bernardo last season. We had Doku and Savio and Bob and Haaland and Foden and last season. The only real players that we've changed is really Reinders, Cherky, maybe Ain't Nori if he plays over O'Reilly.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I wouldn't be playing Ain't Nori against Salah. I'd be playing O'Reilly.
Yeah, I think you have to. But this is what I mean, right? Like, I'm not getting overconfident or thinking we're going to win. I think, like you, mate, one game at a time. I'm not giving a shit about any of these games right now. I'm thinking about Everton at home next. Yeah. Everton at home is next. If you're worried about bloody Liverpool at home, whoa, buddy, that's November. What are you doing? Yeah. Get back here a bit, We'll get to Liverpool, discuss that in our own time when it's time to talk about Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying you. I'm saying people who could go on about the big games that can come out. Obviously, we'll get to that on the pod and that we'll discuss it. But we're on about reviewing the last 2 games, and after that, then we'll get onto that. But I think it's just we don't know how it is, mate. Like this time of year, it's just the games come thick and fast. The momentum starts turning up. This is where the form has got to improve, carry on, but also the level has to go up. You can't just keep getting through it by game. And I'm not saying we're doing that every game. We're not. But most of the games you got to play, the level must rise.
Yeah.
So this is where I think we've got to start seeing the levels go up. But I think we will. I think the fact that we've got Shoki Mamouche back for this round of games is massive. Because I think if we don't have them for these round of games, I think we start struggling a little bit. I think that bench needs players on the bench that you can bring on. It does. Like you can't. Like recently, was it apart from Bob and Lewis, like that was it. Like or Mikasa, it was like the attack of depth was just dead.
Yeah.
So the fact we got through that with injuries is pretty impressive and unbeaten.
Yeah.
But we need players back fit. We need a better squad to call upon when it isn't working out in a game. Liverpool are good, but still say we've been with them. Yeah. Again, for me, right, I was the league right now doesn't concern me at all. Because of what? 7 games in, who cares who's top of the league? I mean, no one cares right now. Obviously, Arsenal fans are going to care because again, Arsenal fans haven't learned at all from the last few years. They're still making the same mistakes every year, mate.
Oh, they don't learn.
They're not the most arrogant fan base I've ever seen in my life, mate. I've never seen a fan base so delusional and so caught up in their own hype every year. Like, guys, you're not learning.
Finally, you're actually listening to what I said about 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I know. Give me a little bit of time, but I finally fucking listened. All right. This is the thing. Who fucking learn? Like, guys, it's October. We beat Newcastle 2-1. Well done. A shit Newcastle team at the time, by the way.
They didn't even. Do you know what? They didn't even look good against Newcastle.
No. They're actually, it got a header that should have been saved anyway, and another one should have been dealt with.
Right. Here's a question for you. A little bit. I mean, I don't actually know the answer, but right. I know it's not a lot. How many goals has Arsenal scored from open play this season?
I think it's 4.
No, it's not a lot, is it?
No. Most of the goals have been from set pieces, mate.
Yeah.
And also, their striker, who apparently is the best striker in the league in the world, apparently hasn't scored 6 games. Apparently, well, he hasn't scored 6 games. Sesko has almost scored the same amount of goals as him. Like, I'm sorry, right? At least I can't score many. I'm sorry. This is why, right? Haaland would never ever get these comparisons, mate, if he was playing for a cartel team.
Do you want to know something mad? Right.
Go on.
Man United this season have scored 11 goals. Haaland scored 12.
Oh, fuck's sake. This is what I mean. Like, this season, right? Like, we both know it, right? And the chat who knows it as well, people in the chat who've watched the team for years and years and years. We know that nothing is decided in October. It's, for me, get me into position, again, like I said earlier on the show, position in January.
Let's see where we are. Let's see where we are come end of March, beginning of April. That's where it starts to matter.
Yeah, because right now, like, what only in October now. Like, I don't get this over. Like, even some of my fans, mate. Like, I'm being real. Like, chill out. Some of you guys need to chill out. Like, well, I'm being in 7 games, and I get it's not perfect. But it's never gonna be perfect anyway. But the complaining, mate, and the agendas. Like, why are we still doing this? Like, why are we still doing this? Like, what do you get out of this? Like,
Yeah.
Like, again, right? I'm not saying you can't have an opinion. Of course you can. If it's different to mine, I just want to hear it more. Than my own opinion will be back to me. But if you're just going to say the same shit that you were saying beforehand, and you're waiting to get, basically, people are waiting, mate, for us to lose another game to shit on the players and the manager. People are not here, mate, to support the team. They're here to have agendas and then spill that agenda when it's convenient for them.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I think, especially on here as well, right? If you're just here to just chat shit all the time, right, and not actually have a debate or actually have a genuine chat about where the club is, then you're not worth talking to, because you're only here to spout an agenda. And that's the thing with X now, mate. And I'm streaming X right now anyway, but people aren't there, right? You don't talk about football anyway. You talk about football more for the fact of getting your likes and retweets and exposure. No one cares, mate. It's about what you watch on the football pitch. Be honest. Be truthful. Like, I know it doesn't get views, but I'd rather get less views being truthful than more views chatting shit. This is why, right? If you're ever going to do a channel, if anyone who wants to start doing one, either end this year or next year, be focused on being truthful. Don't ever go down the path. Yeah, it gets your views and subscribers, but I'm going to tell you right now, it isn't the right audience for you. Because you ain't living a lie. And the moment you start trying to change it, you lose all the views because you're not speaking to the level that to the people want. People want you to be overreacting and be shameless and that kind of stuff. And look, if you want to be that person, mate, I don't give a shit. Do what you want to do. But for me, right, I don't know about you, Ben, but I just couldn't do that to people, to myself. Like, I'd rather be talking about football.
End of the day, mate, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not, like, I don't agree with culture in social media these days of rage baiting and saying things for clicks and saying things for likes. Like, I couldn't give a shit if people do or don't like my views. At the end of the day, you invite me on to talk about football, and I give my opinion to the best of my knowledge. I don't give a shit whether people like my opinion or people don't. At the end of the day, I have my opinion, and people might question it, and some people might get me to change my mind on a few things. But I'm not here to start saying outrageous stuff that gets likes and clicks and rage baiting and stuff like that. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm a grown ass man. Like, there's a lot of people on social media these days that are like genuinely like fully grown adults, and I'm like, how on earth can you say some of the things that you're saying? Like, you see it at the moment, like, you go on X and you see like two fully grown men arguing like children. Like you've got that DT and Lee Gunner, like, you know, going at each other. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's football. It's not that deep. Like,
No.
it's a game of football designed for entertainment purposes, for people to watch and do in their spare time. Like, you know, and they're making it personal about each other and going at each other. Like, these guys are like in their 40s. Do you know what I mean? Like, grow up, innit? I've seen better behaved 4-year-olds. I really have.
This is what I mean. Like, this is what it's about, right? Like, again, I know we don't always post every day, right? But the thing is, like, we don't do this for a job. I mean, to be honest, like, if you're doing this for a job, right?
By the way, just before we move on from it, I actually like Lee, but we know what he's doing. He does it because it gets engagement and it gets likes and it gets clicks. And if that's his personality, then that's fine. But that just ain't for me.
No,
but I do quite like him. I don't know him personally. I don't want to know him personally. Like, to be honest with you, but like, you know, whatever. I suppose if people find it entertaining, then people find it entertaining.
Yeah, but this thing, like, this is why, right? Like, even if this is a job, right, I could never ever change the channel or the content. Like, again, like, because the thing is, right, like, people on X, right, if you ever get angry at a result, right, people often don't understand where you're coming from. So again, out of context, people think, oh, this guy, overdoing it. Like, I was amazing on X, right, after a game. Well, I've been really, really angry at the result. People are always taking it out of context and feel that, oh, you're not a real fan of that. Because people don't actually understand where you're coming from. Whereas on here, if I say how I feel on here, people understand where I'm coming from. X, I'll be real, right? When you type out what you're saying, people don't often realize how you're saying it. It's like it's meant in a different way, which is why I like doing this channel, because it allows us to just be able to just talk how we feel. We're not overreacting. If we lose a game really poorly, I will say it as it is about what I've seen on the football pitch. But if we're playing really well like we are right now, like, yeah, I know it's not vintage City, but 7 unbeaten after where we've been in, like, the start of the season and was the end last season. I'm positive about it because that's how I am. That's like, I'm gonna be really happy for what I'm seeing. This is how it's always going to be for me. I can't pretend to be something that I'm not. I mean, like, that's it can't be exactly can't be that. Yeah, this is one with this channel shouting. What's the point? What is the point about me shouting? Like, yeah, there you are. I'm not
We're grown adults. Do you know what I mean? Let's just have a conversation. It ain't that deep, bro. Like,
like, mate, the amount of pound shows, like, not LB's, by the way, actually quite good at
do not talk about the LB
you and Joe, but we'll leave that. We'll leave that. You know, we'll leave that.
LB panel show is a great panel show.
It is, yeah, yeah. It is a good panel show. Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Hey, I will end the stream right now. I have the powers, so.
Oh, well, yeah. All right, go on then.
Right.
No.
Right, it's just me now, guys.
It's no one. It's me now. We're both have powers now. I love, like, do you know what it is, right? I do like Said. Do you know what? I always like Said anyway. I get it. I think recently he has got a bit over the top when it comes to it, but I think that's just who he is, mate. I think sometimes.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do look forward to listening to the Said rants after United lose. Like,
bro, him, Nuruddin, and Fazma. I was like, oh, here we go.
It's so funny. Like, it is so funny because it's just head loss. It's just total head loss. One
time, right, I watched him on, and it was at 1.25% speed. It's like, what? Like, it's like, I knew it was far, but I was like laughing because, like, it was just him run like really like, this is what I mean. Like, if I get angry at a result, right, performance, right, like, especially like that United one, we lost 2-1 at home last season, right, we were absolutely just, like, even at 1-0 up, right, we were terrible. Like, the form was terrible, but we winning 1-0 and lost 2-1 last minute. I was angry.
The best thing that you can do is to just stay away from social media and stay away from YouTube and stay away from everything if you're feeling under the weather or angry about a result. Like,
give it a day or two. That's what I do. Give it a day or two. Just let yourself just calm down. Like,
sleep
right.
on it, and then at the end of the no, I'm going to be all right. Normally,
Fair play, Nick. Wow.
wow.
Do you know what? I like Nuruddin. I like Nuruddin actually. Nuruddin actually does speak well. He speaks quite, honesty from his heart a lot of the time. I was a United fan, but some people I do appreciate. You know what? Fair enough. You speak from the heart. You aren't just
Yeah.
there. Nuruddin and Saeed, I'm like, you know what? Faz depends, but
I don't mind. I don't mind Faz. I think he knows what he's doing.
yeah.
He knows what he's doing. I've spoken to Faz on X a couple of times.
I know,
Like
I know what you mean. Yeah.
he seems like a nice
Yeah,
person.
no, he is. Yeah, Kev, I know it's the background, it's a flying background around a stadium. Do you know what we'll do, right? We'll update it. Once the stand is fully completed, we'll get that updated in the background. Yeah, once it's fully updated.
Why you're not liking that one?
No, I love it, but I'm saying once the stand's been like fully built and it's probably
Oh
upgraded.
yeah, when it's been fully built, we'll
Yeah, not now, but like obviously, but when it's like got the hotel there and it's all there, and then we can sort of update it a bit more and then obviously make it the latest one. But the thing is, like,
let's get a quick poll going for people that might not like it. So we've got this one, or we've got this one.
Yeah,
when it loads, or we've got this one. So let us know your thoughts in the chat, whether you like the one that we had, this one, or the second one we showed you. So 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. Obviously, I know obviously it's been a while since our last obviously podcast, and I know we said about getting people on, obviously, and obviously, and it is still a plan, by the way. We are planning to get more people on after Simon, which is obviously it's been a bit of a busy, isn't it? Busy, busy, and also illness and not being 100%. So now, but feeling a little bit better now, be able to sort of start planning a bit more stuff, which is good. I mean, obviously, we'll announce obviously who the guests are going to be. Obviously, when we get obviously everything sorted out. I don't want to sort of say we're going to bring on, then we've got to wait like another week or two to then sort out a date for it. Right, just let you guys know when we've got a date for it sorted. But again, we've got a lot planned for us this year and going to next year, which is good. We'll obviously announce a few things. Obviously, near time. Obviously, for
there is something that a certain person in the chat obviously knows about. That we're going to be releasing sort of later this month. Really, really excited for that one. It's so, without giving sort of too much away, it's something which is really, really close to my heart, and something which I want to kind of do to sort of give back to people. I hope moving forward that if it goes well this year, that not only us but other clubs around the UK also start doing something similar. Because I think it would be nice to see other people do it. We've got huge backing for it. Like, when I mean huge backing, like when we actually finally reveal it to you, like it's amazing that the support that we've had on it. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be good. It's taken a lot of work to get to this point.
Yeah.
And obviously it's quite difficult to do when you're a single parent sort of doing it on your own and things. But at the end of the day, like, I've got a lot of support around that, are really helping out. And when we reveal it, everyone will be getting will be getting the flowers that they really, really deserve, because like it's actually touched me, like how incredible like this community is, and the people that are around the club and that are wanting to kind of be a part of this adventure.
Yeah, no,
And uh, yeah, super excited. But yeah, more to come
yeah.
on that sort of later this month.
We'll get more into it when obviously we announce it. I mean, I know it sounds like we're teasing it a little bit, but it's more of a case of once we get the official here we go to sort of go through with it and announce it. We'll go through it more on a stream properly and sort of go through how it will work and that. But again, it's a lot to look forward to, a lot to sort of and a lot to sort of bring on and sort of end the year on a high, which is good. I think if we can end the year on a high and sort of do a lot of especially for the channel, but also for everyone together in the community as well. But especially after how this year's been with like the club and that and ticket situation and all that kind of stuff going on, obviously behind the scenes. We can end the year on a good note that brings everyone together. I'm all for that. Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
But obviously, now obviously we're now waiting obviously the next game. Obviously, I haven't got a game now for about 10 days. So
well, what's going to come first? Is it going to be City versus Everton, or is it going to be 1-1-5 verdict?
Oh God, this 1-1-5 verdict, mate. It's like never ending. Like it was almost 3 years since this.
I mean, every sort of 3-4 months we get told, oh, we're not that far away from a decision, and like the latest one today is like, oh, we'll find out by the end of this month, and it's like, yeah, will we?
Bullshit.
Like at this point, it's just like I don't even care what the result is. Like
I'll be 35, but a kid, and I'm still waiting for. Like, Dad, what's this?
My little lad will be playing for City by the time we get.
I don't fucking know. Oh God, it's just honestly like I don't give a shit anymore. What I'm like you, I don't care anymore. Just fucking announce it at this point. Just tell me what's going on with it, so I can so I can move on and not care about it. You know what I mean?
I think as well, like it's kind of proven itself sort of over the last. I'd say last year, really, because I think people like when we weren't great last year, people stopped really caring about the 1-1-5.
Yeah.
And this season, it's kind of been the same. Like people have almost. Like rival fans have just kind of stopped mentioning it. Like they'll occasionally chuck like the cheating dig in or whatever, but like that's to be expected at the end of the day. Like we're gonna get that, even if we're found innocent. But people just aren't talking about it anymore. Even TalkSport have like gone really quiet on it. You know, Simon Jordan and what's his face, Jim
White, yeah.
They were doing shows on it on a weekly basis. Like, oh, when see, you had Alex the Crook sitting in the corner going, oh, when are they getting found guilty? Like, people have stopped caring now. Like, people have just given up.
Yeah, no, at least at this point, Cheetos, yeah. Do you know what? Might as well get up on chips then. I actually feel right when I think we'll get found go anyway. I want to see the what happens after in the aftermath. I think the club have got a lot of score to settle. A lot of people in the media and after this because I think Goldbridge, I think absolutely rubbish about it all. He's one of them. TalkSport, it's Jordan and White. Well, White as well, but Jordan definitely Simon Jordan, 100% Simon Jordan. A lot of people have been chatting rubbish about our name for the past 3 years almost now about the same shit, and it's time that we sort of take a bit of action. Rather than say, "Oh, just ignore it." No, ignoring it, you can't ignore the shit that's been chatting about us on our name. Yeah, people will call us cheats because at the end of the day, right? They've already made their opinion already in their head. They've already decided what's going to go anyway. Then people ignore them because they're not worth talking to anyway.
The thing is, we're going to naturally get it regardless. If we're innocent, it's, oh, we've paid them off. If we're guilty, it's like, oh, I told you so. Like, it's a lose-lose situation for City fans. And we just have to accept moving forward that this is how we're going to get treated. Like, I'm not bothered by it. Like, I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. Like, I could not care less. At the end of the day, I fully back the club that they've done everything above board, and I believe that they have. We're the best run club in world football, in my opinion, if not one of them. So it's just one of them, isn't it?
Yeah. This I'm excited for. When this drops, I want to Cal Doon's scheduled interview. This drops, like just him sat there. Right. Let's get. And I have a feeling, right? He's already scheduled interview with Chris. Was it Chris?
Was he?
No. I'm predicting. I'm got information here. I'm just saying. It would.
She's been in your ear again.
What's that? It just wouldn't surprise me if there's something already prepared for this already. I just think that knowing City here and the best team of all the shit that's building on our name, there's nowhere the club just let it go.
Yeah, I'm all with Nick here as well. By the way, like if we win, I want to see us go after everyone. I'm not just talking either. I'm not just talking about going after, like some people in the media, like obviously, like you said, like Graham Bailey and Alex Crook is another one.
Chris Bailey, yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah,
I would like to see us go after even like YouTube channels. Like, I'd love to see us go after what's his face, Goldfish. I'd
big up LB for the raid, by the way. Big up, bro.
Cheers, LB for the raid.
Go on, bro. Come on.
I'd love to see us go after Goldfish. I'd love to see us go after everybody that's tried to defamate the club over the last sort of 2-3 years. Like, I want to see everybody getting legal proceedings hit with them, because it's been a huge it's been a lot for. At the end of the day, as City fans, like, we can't control what's been going on at the club, but like any fan, like we would naturally defend our club the same way as, Arsenal fans would defend Arsenal, Liverpool fans would defend Liverpool, like Chelsea fans would defend Chelsea, and so on and so forth. Like, we're just City fans defending City, and we have had so much abuse over the last 2-3 seasons because of this. Like, I would love to see the club go after everybody.
Yeah, so would I. Absolutely. Big up, everyone from LB. Big up to you guys obviously for tuning in. And leave a like as well if you're new here. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 1.3k, and we much appreciate if we can get there ASAP. But big up you guys obviously from LB, and big up LB as always. But yeah, this 115 thing, right? Look, I'm going to be real here. I can't see it being announced. Like, I know that I've said that every time we've said it, but we've been sat here for months. Like, I've been on Martin's show, chatting with Martin about it, chatting with you and me about it. We've all been chatting together, Chris, LB, you, me, about it all. We're still waiting here almost 3 years later on a consensus. Like, I know officially the thing's over now, technically, but we've been waiting for an update on this for what months now since it all came out. And
when you talk about it realistically, like, it's every 3-4 months. Like, you can almost guarantee, like, you even had Pep. Like, Pep doesn't even know. You've even got Pep coming out and saying, like, last season, I think you'll end up finding out, like, by the end of the season. And then it's, even last season he was like, you should hear during the November international break. And, like, even Pep's clueless. Like, nobody knows. So, like, I really, really don't believe that whoever this source is that said, we're going to find out later this month, like, I'm sorry, if Pac don't know, then no one knows. Do you know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
for me, it's one of them, innit? Like,
It is one of them.
if we find out, we find out. If we don't find out, then it ain't the end of the world. We'll find out when we hear.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, right, I get like when it's international break, right, you're kind of hoping that it is because like you've got something to talk about for like a good hour, 2 hours, just waffling and sort of chatting shit. But when like wait, the thing is, right, knowing this
By the
decision,
way, just to cut across you, I've got 170 in here. Can we please subscribe if you like what you're if you like what you're seeing and want to follow our journey to 1.3k, feel free, hit that like button, subscribe. We've got really big things coming up over the next month. Also, we've not long had Simon Bukowski, one of the top City journalists, on the show. If you've not seen that show, go back, give us a watch. We're trying to give you bigger and better content each time. This year, we're really pushing it. We're also doing something special pretty soon. So please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Hit the notification bell to find out what's going to happen and when we're going to do it.
absolutely, yeah. Okay, yeah. So and also, okay, obviously, we always appreciate obviously everyone in the community for support us, obviously, and support us all. Obviously, bit creators, obviously, all. Or obviously people in the chat as well. We do massively appreciate it, obviously, guys. We do appreciate it massively. I know we don't do content every day. Again, we're not consistent. We're not like that at all. We're kind of like
it's quality over quantity, though, isn't it? Like, I would rather do a 2-hour show where we've got 2, 3, 4 different things to talk about rather than coming on and just talking about stuff for the sake of talking about stuff. Like,
yeah.
Generally, you'll find our shows are like 2 hours long, and they're quite an easy listen. Like you don't even have to watch; just headphones in. If you're washing the car outside, or you've got the missus nagging you or whatever, like stick those headphones in, listen to us chat shit for 2 hours. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I say LB is the best when it comes to talk about any topic for about an hour and a half. Like, if you want the guy to talk about an hour and a half, talk about that, go for him. That's not bad, but that's a brilliant thing.
LB is a god when it comes to streaming. Like, I don't know how the guy does it. Like, when he talks, people listen. Like, people just shut up and listen to what he's saying. And like, even when I'm on his panel shows, like, and he's talking, I'm just sitting there like,
yeah. No, it's honestly doing this channel right as a part-time thing or every now and again. Thing, but obviously, look, what we are trying to obviously expand the content more and more. But obviously, is obviously the plan. Obviously, at the end of this year, start of next year. I mean, next year, eventually, we've got a lot of big plans for next year as well, which is very big as well. But we'll obviously get into that when it happens. But it's just like for us to have a community of people who just come in, I get it, right? If you ever want to watch someone else other than us, right? We understand that. Like at the end of the day, right? You don't have to watch someone particularly. If you watch someone like LB who's on the same time as us, we understand it. But if we do appreciate if you ever come over to us and listen to what we have to say, because again, like I know it's so. There's a multitude of channels out there that do some great content out there that all deserve the support as well. But we do appreciate it when you do come on after a show.
Message comes now as well and said thanks for the raid. Like,
of course, I'm sure, I do appreciate that. But again, like look, because after this show, right? I mean, unless it's like news coming out, it probably be it for us until next week, probably because. I'm going to be real here. Like news is pretty quiet anyway on City now. Like unless obviously 1.5 kicks in, then obviously we'll be back on again.
We've also got Fan Zone Danny coming on the show at some point.
We do, yeah.
That's a really big show.
It was meant to be recently, but obviously because obviously you were ill, obviously, and I was pretty crap as well.
Yeah, there's also obviously been some sort of personal issues as well. Obviously the loss of Ricky Hatton,
of course,
as well, which I know has hit everybody pretty hard. More so people that were around him and knew him on a personal level.
And we'd rather like do it when he's obviously
Of course. And you know, I'm just incredibly grateful that people as well known as Simon Bukowski and Fanzone Danny and people like that want to come on the show. Like, really appreciate it.
I will say I am trying to get Tyrone Marshall on the channel soon. I messaged him and I haven't replied back yet. So people, you know, if you can actually help with that. Obviously, I've got Simon. Both Simon and Tyrone do a podcast. Well, that's it. Usually called Talking Cities, but it's about 9K subs on it. Actually, a good podcast actually. But I'm trying to get Tyrone on because it'd be good to have Tyrone's obviously thoughts as well on things as well. Then obviously, if you want to get, I'll also try to get Sam Lee as well. Is it Sam Lee as well? Yeah, I won't go into more depth about after that. But right now, we've got a good idea of people we want to get on. It's just obviously just trying to get them on and get them messaged back and get planned in. But again, Simon being on the channel was a great privilege for both. Because we all know obviously with Simon, obviously he posts a lot
as well. Like he gave us like an hour of his time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And you know.
I was just going to say, you know, he gave us an hour of his time. I know how busy the guy is, and just appreciate the fact that, you know, someone like him has come onto our little old 1.3K sub show and given us some really good insight into what goes on around the club.
He is funny. Honestly, LB, right? I mean, he's different gravy. That guy, he is. Like, I don't anyone in the community like LB. I really don't. Like, there are a lot of characters in the community. There are a lot of characters, people obviously who are different than that. But I think LB for me stands out a lot because he isn't fake. He's very much who he is, and a lot about someone like him. It isn't me just glazing him. I know it seem like that way, but I've watched LB since the start of City Extra days. Like I knew a little bit before that, but I'd obviously watched him mainly on City Extra with Jordan, and that was where obviously I'd been obviously in a Discord, obviously, and obviously I knew both of them. I know both of them obviously for quite a while anyway. So it's, you know, both great lads. Obviously, I knew LB do very well on his channel. You know, after he went to do his own thing. So we need more people like LB. Well, obviously, you know, everyone could be LB, but people who are their own character. If you're your own person, right, get out there. If you've got a lot to say about City, right, I actually encourage you to do a channel. Like, yeah, it might not get the views you might want to get straight away, right? But I'll be real, right. When you grow a community on here, it takes a long time to do that straight away.
Like people think it's just like success overnight, and it's really not. Like there's a lot that goes, like even just to set like this up and to do stuff. You know, like when you think about the man hours that it takes to like to do a show. Like obviously I had my own channel for a bit, and then obviously I came on here and gave up my channel. Just because I couldn't commit to the amount of hours and stuff that you have to put into it. When you think you've got to market it on social media, you've got to do the graphics, like the thumbnails, you've got to like got to do backgrounds. You know, you've got the honestly, the hard people don't think this. The hardest bit about doing a show, especially when you're doing it on your own, is trying to get guests on. And unless you're confident, going and talking like on your own in front of a camera, which I personally can't do it, but LB does it like so well. Like I don't know how he does it. Like he can be on his own for 2 hours on a show, and you wouldn't even think that he was on his own, like because he's so engaging. Like he's always sort of talking about different things. Like he's you know, I mean, I couldn't do it. I'd fall like that.
I saw that for our comments. Right, Aussie, chat right. Dylan beyond belief, and that and all the mods, right. But I big up them guys. Obviously, they're great guys themselves, right. But that chat at times, man, it's fucking wild at times. It's crazy.
But like, I was finding myself like because I wasn't like ready to sort of sit and talk on my own for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like I was the hardest bit about doing a show was actually finding guests on like a daily basis that are going to come on and sit and talk and give up their time. Because obviously time's precious, and you know not everybody can commit to it and stuff. And honestly, like the amount of messages that I was putting out, like on a daily basis, like, "Oh, you're free to come on, are you free?" Like, but then also planning, like, what are you going to talk about? Like, you don't want to have the same guests on every time because otherwise it just becomes, a bit sort of samey and a bit boring, and you want to switch it up, and like, there's so much to think about, like, and I couldn't do it on my own. Like, I'm
No.
quite fortunate that I get to jump on with you now, and I don't have to really do anything. Like, I just come on, chat shit, and then I go off and do my own thing. Like,
But even for me, right, like I've got a stutter, right, obviously, and to me, right, like it took me a long time to even get to this level. Like even now, I can hear a bit here and there, but like I've only just mastered to be able to sort of like talk certain things and get things sort of set up and that. Like again, and I've been doing this since like March last year. Like people, again, with content creation, right, you gotta it takes a long time to get yourself built up. Even people like LB, right, LB would tell you as well. It takes a long time for you to get up to the levels required to be that level, on a big channel. And then, well, no, obviously it was a big channel. It was. And the thing is, I get it. Like, I know when obviously I had to quit it. Like, doing a channel on your own is hard. It ain't easy. Like, LB does it, but because LB has built that channel, obviously, I know obviously he had the extra to help him out a lot with that anyway. But his charisma and his personality has made a channel bigger than what the bigger because of that.
like you've either got it or you haven't. Like, LB's got whatever it is, he's got it. Like, you could put him in front of a camera and like talking to thousands upon thousands of people, like, just he there's no pauses, there's no quiet, awkward silences. Like, he just flows so well. Like, he is like, if I was like in charge, and like, obviously this is all theoretically speaking, I'm not, but if I was in charge of like City Plus, like the City TV channel, like, I would be getting him on as a presenter all day, because the guy just he has it. He, whatever it is, he has it.
Because look, we'll say as well, right? We know for a fact that a lot of City players do watch. Well, I'm not saying our show, but I know they do watch shows like this.
I know they watch LB's show.
Yeah, I think I'm not. I imagine I think some will probably watched our shows and probably yours anyway. But obviously, it's hard to really prove that. It sounds like I'm chatting shit. Probably am, but it does. It was probably if that's been true or not, because players do want to know what fans think. They do. And I think if you're being constructive and being open about things, they're more likely to sort of appreciate that. Like, if you're just saying, "Oh, player X is shit," and I don't actually be, or just like that, you ain't get anywhere with them. If you're being constructive and saying they didn't play very well, and you can say, "Well, then yeah, it's different." Like, you got to be. It's how you say things. Like, I'm not saying you can't like be honest about things. Of course you can, but you got to be like have that constructive criticism to be able to sort of give and sort of explain yourself on stream. And again, all I'll say is to anyone who wants to start a channel on YouTube of City, right? Don't, I'd say do it. But obviously, if you're a friend of someone who's a big creator and you can help with it, that's fine. But what I'm going to say is you need to have that community built yourself. Like, I'll be real, right? I think having done this channel off my own back, built it obviously Alex Danny originally, obviously, and still was punching up, obviously, and also you coming into it as well. Yes, I've had obviously people like Martin that come on the channel and they'll be coming channel on that. But the channel's basis was never from being on a panel show or being on someone else's channel and going on to my own channel. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, by the way. If you're doing that, fair enough. But it's hard to do it on your own, because when you do it on your own, right, it actually feels a lot more rewarding when you build up to that level on your own. You know what I mean? But and bro, Johnny's brilliant. Honestly, Johnny's Difficult City is one of, for me, one of the best creators in I say, because he's just so good at just like having that like the presenter vibe. Like, I wouldn't say that LB. He's very different to LB. I think, because a lot of them, they're very charismatic. They're both different in how they sort of come on camera. That's what I like about both of them. They're both very good at sort of being that presenter. Because obviously with Johnny Rott, obviously, because he doesn't have to do other shows, does he? Like, he's more of his own person, which I actually appreciate that. Right? Like, he doesn't really do power shows. you know what, in a way, good.
I have spoken to Johnny privately and asked him to come on our show, and he said he'd be up for it. So maybe something to look back into.
Well, if you ever, people, if you want to see John, if you come to the channel at some point in the future, leave a like, and we'll look into it again. Look, I don't know what it will be. we'll
look at what we're bringing. You know, we've got Simon Bukowski, who doesn't really do City fan channels that much. You know, we've brought him on for an hour.
Yeah,
we brought him on for an hour, done a full hour show with him. You know, we're getting Fanzone Danny on at some point. You know, I don't think he's ever done a City fan channel. That'd be good to get him on. So we're trying to mix it up and bring people on which you don't generally see, like in the City community. You know, we can go and bring on like Martin and people like that, and you know, not saying that they will be any less of a guest, because you know we appreciate everybody that comes onto the show.
Yeah.
But we want to give you things that people haven't seen before. You know, that's where we want to go.
Yeah. Also, Nick, well, obviously, I know Nick, you obviously want to channel, obviously, for protest and that. If you ever want to come on, mate, at some point in the future, obviously, I know, obviously, down to you, mate. Obviously, I understand, obviously, it's up to you if you want to do it or not. But if you want to come on the channel and chat about City, mate, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah,
mate,
you're more than welcome to.
Because at the end of the day, right, like, yes, I'm a generation of City fans, depends obviously Bevo or maybe Nick yourself, Nick. But at the end of the day, right, we're all City fans that have their own opinion of the club, but we all support the team. That's how it is, isn't it? Like, that's the beauty for me of social media when it's done right. We all have our own ideas as the club, opinions as the club, but it's about just debating that in a fair way rather than just being abusive. Like, that's where we've got to stop doing that. Start being a bit more analytical, critical, but also debating properly as fans, rather than just sort of just being abusive and horrible for no reason. So last year, got out of control. Yeah. Big up, Nick. I appreciate that, mate. Honestly, like, I think people, if you have a speech impediment like a slurred voice, a lisp, or a stutter, right? A stutter isn't because you can't talk. Like with me, my brain goes too fast sometimes for my voice. I put my voice box. Like sometimes I'm out of sync. Like I'm thinking a lot of things to say, but I can't say it at the speed I want to say it. And it's like it's one of the hardest things to sort of get out of. Like I was struggling so much at school because of it, but now I'm a lot better now. Like I do start a bit here and there, as you can sort of hear, but most of the time I'm pretty good now. I sort of just say how I feel now. It's a lot. It takes a lot of guts, by the way. Not just what I'm doing, but like people who have like these impediments to do, because it's a hard thing to do. By the way, hard thing to do. Ain't easy, but it's why I love doing it. I love doing it to chat to you guys, to everyone that obviously don't know the community. I've been on Martin's channel quite a lot in the last week or so. I'm not sure if you've seen. Obviously, I've been on the First Night show quite a lot.
Mate, I'm not being funny, yeah. Like I love you, Martin, if you're watching, but I've had to turn it off because I hear enough of you. Like, I
don't blame you. That's fine.
I'm not being funny, yeah, but I'm turning it on, like thinking, oh, I'll watch a bit of Martin tonight. Go, like, kick my feet.
You again.
I'm like, oh, not this.
I'm not. Mark's one messaging me, by the way. It isn't just me going on and saying, come on, like, don't be wrong, right? Like, if I'm invited on to any show, I do appreciate it, but yeah, I've been on there quite a lot recently. But
I know, yeah, I'm turning it over. I'm like, oh, not this prick again. Like, I'll call him.
The thing is, right, I don't blame you because I talk to you most days anyway. So
literally every night, yeah.
It's not an insult. Like, it's not an insult at all. It's like, it's just like,
love you, Martin, but every time you bring him on, you're losing one viewer.
Oh, fuck off, Dick, mate. I met that. Well, do you know what? Right now, I messaged you. Obviously, we'll sort something out. Again, no rush on that. Well, let us know when you want to come on. Obviously, after a game, whatever, or or in a week. And now, I'll chat about City, mate. That should be good. Poppy, I much appreciate how much you support me and obviously both of us on the channel. We do appreciate it massively. And you're always in the chat, obviously, and everything. We do appreciate it so much. Thank you. Yeah, well, Joe, what? Almost 2 hours streaming tonight. And Joe, what? It's good because I've got all my stuff out there to talk about City. Feel good about everything in the channel. Joe, what? For us two, right, we both said it like last season, right? It feels good to talk about the club in a positive light again. rather than just be negative week on week because we can't talk about things that are positive. It's so refreshing to be able to come on here and talk about City in a positive way.
Yeah. Because I mean, I hated last season coming on here and having to talk negatively. It really it impacted me quite a lot. Like
Yeah,
I was saying to you at one point, like I was seriously considering just giving it up
yeah,
because like you come on, you're talking so negatively all the time, and then you have these mutants coming out and saying, "Oh, you're not a City fan." Like, listen, pal, I've been a City fan since before you were in nappies, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It got
I'm not.
last year. It got personal. It got personal. Last year got really personal. Last year it didn't need to.
It got very personal last year, and I was honestly, I thought, do you know what? Like, I'm too old for this shit. I'm not gonna sit here for free, give my time up, and just get hurled abuse at. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Like, because at the end of the day, like me and Luke, we got, we don't get anything for this, like, other than to talk to you guys. Like,
Yeah,
even when we bring on like Simon and Fanzone Danny or Nick or Martin or whoever, like we don't financially gain from any of that. We just do it because we like doing it.
yeah,
But when you start to lose in the enjoyment of it, like it's very difficult to get out of that and then be like, I actually start enjoying it again. But this season, like I have started enjoying it again, and
yeah.
yeah,
It's refreshing, man. Look again. Look, obviously, there'll be games where it isn't great. Of course, there will be. That's football, though. That's for football. Again, we're not sitting here, right, scared about a loss. If we lose a game, mate, we'll come on and say as it is about the game that we see. But that's the beauty of doing the channel. Like, we just want to be able to come on it, right, and then feel like we can't just, like that 1-in-13 run that we went on, right, when you were on the channel and that, it just felt like a never-ending nightmare because we just couldn't get out of like being fundamentally positive about a game. And I felt, but these last 7 games have been a breath of fresh air. So we look forward to obviously next week and that. We'll obviously sort of any news we get obviously about people coming on. We'll obviously let you guys know obviously in advance. Obviously when that comes out, I'll put an announcement on the page obviously of who's coming on next. Obviously we'll Danny and that, and we'll work everything out. We'll get everything worked out. Obviously we'll get it sorted. But
yeah.
But to everyone obviously joined in, obviously from LB channel, Al channel, obviously both guys obviously did a raid for us. A big up you guys obviously for doing those raids. Obviously LB, massively appreciate it. Obviously when you do that, we do appreciate it massively for the channel. And Alf as well. Alf, spot obviously like the current views right now are pretty dead right now. I'll be real, like even like LB and the big channels are struggling a lot more than they would do right now. So like we do appreciate any of the views that we do get for this. Like anyone who watches the channel, because unfortunately with YouTube, we all know algorithms are terrible on this platform. Like they do get a bit out of
It's
control.
got bad recently, hasn't it?
Like
Like
mate,
it's got really bad.
and the way is right. It's not because the content sucks. Like it's because fortunately, like just people either some boxes aren't working, or the algorithm just throws people out of it. Like it's just recommending weird things now. I think hopefully when it gets sorted out again, we're back on track again. So hopefully in a couple months' time we'll be able to get back on it. But yeah, it's been really crap recently. I don't know why, but it's been utter crap in the last month or so. But hopefully we can get back to a form of normality soon. Hopefully, I'm sure we will at some point. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm still doing content anyway. No matter if there's one person on here or 1,000 people in here, we'll still be chatting about the city because I don't do this for money. I do this for the love of the game. That's what I do this for. I don't do this for I ain't paid enough for it anyway. So it's like come on and get paid for it. So yeah. But big up you guys for obviously tuning in for over a 2-hour stream. We do appreciate it. We're back on next week for a preview of Everton and the games to come next week. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. England couldn't give a shit about that. I don't give a shit about even its games coming up anyway. It's international football for me. Let's know a qualifier. We'll talk about that a little bit, but I'm not. It's international football. Ain't City at all. So we'll be back next week at some point, and we'll do a preview of Everton. Until then, guys, have a rest of your week.
And leave a like and subscribe on the way out. It really helps the channel. Really helps us grow. Give you guys the best content that we possibly can. You know, we continue to do that. Like every week, we try and give you something new. We have got something massive. Like when I say massive, like I don't think I can even explain with words how what I'm about to do is like I don't think that I can't explain in words just how big this is going to be.
Not yet. We will soon. We will soon.
But what I'm saying is if you want to hear about what it's going to be, give us a subscribe, hit that notification bell, because then you guys will be the first to hear about it, and it is going to be massive.
Yeah, and also after the stream as well, there's a feature there everybody's called the hype button. So if you got any hype points to use up, just throw them on. I'm not sure if it actually helps us out massively or not, but apparently it's pretty good for like algorithms and that. So if you get the video hyped up on that afterwards, appreciate that as well. But
And by the way, that comment right there speaks volumes of about this. Like it really does.
Absolutely, and this is what I mean. Like last season wasn't great, but this season can be better. Football is never guaranteed. Like life's never guaranteed. You have to make of it what you can.
Yeah,
and that's football. Anyway, big up guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week for a stream. Till then, have a good rest of your week and weekend to come. And we'll see you guys soon. Take care, guys. Have a good night.